What's going on, y'all? Today I'm going to be showing you guys my bungalow setup. Um, kind of straightforward. I know there's a bunch of them out there on YouTube, but figured I'd show y'all mine. This one's got me through plenty of different saves, early and late game. Um, you can make a few modifications, make it your own, but I'm going to get into a full parts list, how to build it, how to set up all the routes and everything, and this can be fully automated, making at least 24 bricks a day. So stay tuned, hop into a fresh save, and catch you all over there. Alright, little change of character here, just made something quick. We're over here on a new save. Already got my employees hired just to save some time. Alright, so obviously as you see, bungalow is empty. I'm gonna build this from scratch, set up all the routes, show you how to restock it, and I'm gonna give you guys a full price breakdown right here as well. So here's everything that you're gonna need. I'm gonna have it pop up on screen currently with everything. So you're gonna need a total of 18 large storage racks, 2 medium storage racks, 2 small storage racks, 5 beds, 3 Mark II mixing stations, 1 brick press, packing station Mark II. This is optional. I like to have it, especially if you're early game. It kind of helps. And then all of our growing materials. We have 16 suspension racks, 16 moisture preserving pots, and 16 LED grow lights. All right, let's get this shit set up. So what you're gonna want to start with is all your storage racks and beds. At least that's what I like to do. Grab that one. We're gonna have a couple extra here. So what you're gonna do when you first walk in, you're gonna turn left. You're gonna set up 12 large racks along this back wall right here. You're gonna put one large rack right here lined up with that wall. And then you're gonna throw one large rack back here in that corner, and then 4 more large racks here in front. As you see, I have one left over. That was just from my storage shelves here. So we're gonna take a medium storage rack now. We're gonna put it right here in this corner here. And then the other one is gonna go back here next to that storage rack there. Lastly, 2 small racks. We're gonna throw one here next to that doorway and one right here in this corner. Alright, let's get these beds set up. I like to put one of them here with the foot of the bed lining up with this wall just because you're gonna have a brick press here, so it allows more space to walk through on this side. You're gonna throw 2 beds here in the kitchen, and then the last 2 are gonna go centered along this back wood here for our botanists. Alright, next we're going to come in here. We're going to take those 2. We'll leave that in there for now. So we're going to set up the mixing stations now. They're going to go 1, 2, and 3 right here in a straight line against those shelves. And then our brick press is going to come right here in this corner. And then lastly, we're going to set up all of our pots and racks and shit like that. So you're gonna line this whole back wall here with 6. You're gonna put number 7 right there. Number 8, you're gonna line it up with this one here, and you're gonna do the exact same on this side. Don't miscount. Okay, we'll throw that one there. Next, we're just gonna get all of our pots down. Just like so. And then lastly, we're going to throw our lights up top. All right, there we go. And then we're just going to move these. You don't need these 3 racks. The packing station is optional, but if you do want one, if you want to break down your bricks, that's what I use these for. You can store jars and baggies on here and keep your finished product there. Or you could also move this out, put a rack right behind it. You still have room to walk through here, even with the employees moving. But honestly, I just leave the packing station like that. So yeah, I'm gonna get this place fully restocked. I am using the console to do it, but I will have price totals for everything on the screen to show you how much it's gonna cost. But yeah, I'm gonna cut to right when this place is fully stocked. Alright, we are back. I have everything fully stocked. I'm going to do a little explaining before I show you guys the employees. So here we're going to be making a three-step mix. It's going to be Kook, and then Viagor, and then Mega Bean. And that is going to make a nug that sells for, what is it, $145? I think its suggested value is 92, but using the 1.6 rule, multiply that by 92, you get 147 or something, so I just rounded down to, what is it, 145. In the meantime, another tip when you're building this, I'd plant one set of plants first, so you're not just waiting on the botanists to, grow and harvest all their stuff to start mixing. It's the fastest way to get your product out. You got to do a little bit of manual work, but not too much. And as I said, it's going to make bricks, and each of these shelves, you're going to have 4 shelves of each ingredient. 3 of them are going to be automated. One is a extra overflow that you can dump in once you run out and you're going to resupply, so you can keep making product. Um, what's it called? But each of these shelves is going to have obviously 8 stacks in here, and each stack is 20, so that'll make 1 brick. So you're basically going to have 8 times 3 shelves, so you're going to have 24 bricks coming out of 1 full restock. And right here on screen right now, I'm going to put the prices for all of the, ingredients coming in and how much the bricks sell for at $145 per nug, how much you should get. Um, I'm going to also factor in the cost, I guess I'll throw it on screen now, of, everything included, except the employees. I'll throw those in at the end. But you know what? I'll just do that now. The employees, you're going to have what is it? Chemist, it's going to be $2,000 signing bonus plus $300 a day. Your 2 handlers are going to be $1,500 with $200 a day, and same with your botanists. After we assign them, I will, throw money in the briefcase and we will see this thing working. So let's jump right into getting them assigned and everything. So first, we're going to start with the destinations first because that's easy. So you're going to take out your clipboard, go to the first mixing station. You're going to up the threshold to 10, and you're going to set the destination to the second one. You're going to scroll off, come back in. You're going to set the threshold to 10, destination to the third mixing station, scroll off, come back in. Threshold to 10, destination is going to be the brick press. And then you could scroll off, come back into the brick press, destination, the small storage rack right next to it. Now we're going to set up the pots and everything real quick. You could just select all 16 since we're not using drying racks. They are all going to go to the same spot. Instead of dumping all of them straight into the mixer, this will help prevent with, what's it called? When you get that like pesky 12 nug mix going instead of 20, so you can't get a full brick off one mix. It all ends up equaling out at the end, but this is just my personal favorite way of doing it. For this mix, we are using Granddaddy Purple. Our additives, we're going to use fertilizer on this just to give it the premium quality. If you want standard quality, you don't need to use this. It will save you a little bit of money, but this is how I've been doing it. And then destination for all 16 pots. I always give a quick look around, make sure they're all there. We're going to bring them to this storage rack right here. And like I said, the reason for doing this is going to be so that, 2 plants get done at once. They'll get thrown on here. And if there's a mix going, this will pile up, get full. So then there's always going to be mixes coming. You're not waiting on your botanists to finish and walk them over. It just saves them some time. All right, so now we are going to assign everybody. We're going to start with the chemist. We're going to select the bed first. I usually give my chemist this bed. Next, they're going to work at this first mixing station, the second mixing station, and the third mixing station, obviously. All right, next we are going to do our botanists. This dude, we're going to set his bed first. It's going to be this left side here. The side doesn't really matter, but whoever's on the left side, I do like giving them this first rack because they can usually grab their supplies through the wall. And then next, we are going to shift click. Well, we're going to assign pots. I forgot to say that, but shift click all 8 of these pots here. Don't do what I just did. Make sure you click on all 8 of these pots and don't scroll off like I just did. So I usually like to click all 8 and then not shift clicking, left click on the last one and then re-click it just to make sure it stays at 8. And then you could scroll off. Now we're going to grab our second botanist. And again, their bed is going to be in this room on this side. Supplies are going to go to the second rack. They are going to have all of these. Sorry, I did not mean to do that. Let's shift click and click that last one. There we go. And for their shelves, I like setting them up like this. 2 soil, because, you know, it's extra long life. It lasts a while. 3 things of fertilizer, so 30 in total. And then 3 things of seeds. As you can see, these shelves here are just extra storage. I have a full rack of fertilizer here, a full rack of seeds, and a half and half of fertilizer and seeds. Here I have soil. On my personal world, I have extra over here because I just moved the bricks myself. But yeah, you could use these for whatever you want. You know, feel free to spice it up a little. Like I said, you can fit another shelf here if you need more storage, but all right, back into the employees. Sorry, sidetrack. So we're gonna start with our first handler here. We're gonna set a bed. We'll give him this first one here. We are going to, you know, no, this guy's not gonna have a station. One of them's gonna have the brick press, but both of them are gonna have full 5 routes. So we're gonna start. The first route from this guy is going to be from this large storage rack here. It's going to come to this first mixing station. And then his second route is going to be from this first shelf of kook here on the left. It's going to come into the mixing station. Next route is going to be the second shelf of kook here into the first shelf. And then, just like the last one, we're going to do third shelf into the second shelf. Just so then, you know, they take from here and then he refills it. That shelf is not going to get touched. So his 5th and final route is going to be the first Viagor. It's going to come from here into this mixing station. And now we are going to grab our next handler, throw 5 routes on there, assign a bed. We're going to do this bed, assign a station. We're going to assign her the brick press. And then her first route, since we ended on this first one into the mixing station, she's going to do everything after. So the second shelf of Viagor into the first, the third shelf is going to go into the second. And then she's also going to be doing the Mega Bean into the mixing station, second shelf of Mega Bean into the first, and then third shelf into the second. So like I said, with this strategy here, with these routes, you're going to be able to pump out 24 bricks with like fully automated from back here, plus an extra one that I have set up in here. And then this extra shelf here, once you run out of supplies, you could throw this in the third shelf, second or first. They'll just grab it and move it accordingly. And you can just move that while you take your Viper over to Gasmart and restock. I also forgot to mention, what I usually start with is putting money in my botanist's briefcases first, just so then they come in here and start taking care of, you know, trimming, harvesting. And since I already have all the plants grown, they're going to be able to just harvest right away and throw them on the shelf. It's good to just not start your chemist yet, just to, you know, let everything get piled up, get flowing. Let me set time. Yes, I'm using console. Shoot me. I don't care. So as you see, the botanists come in here, harvest their plants, and then they're going to throw them on this shelf here. And after each of them does 1 plant or 2 plants total get harvested, you'll see 12 and 12. You could stack it if you really want. It doesn't really matter. But so now that we have more than 20, we're going to be good to put money in the chemist briefcase, or first the handler and then the chemist. So then we could start, you know, making our mixes. So once you load them up, obviously I'm just loading them full. You don't need to load them fully up. It's easier to keep it automatic. So we're going to load them up. And as you could see, he came over, grabbed the nug off that shelf, threw it on here. Now the chemist is going to come in and start the mix. Also, another pro tip is if this is your first time making this mix, you're gonna have to go into the mixing station after it is done to confirm the new mix, and he won't move it. So you just have to do that once, just on the first mix. And then after that, this is gonna be fully automated. So I will cut back to you at each stage of this once this is done here. Alright, and this first one just finished. As you can see, made Aspen Smegma on my world. That's what it's called. It might be called something different on yours. So we're just going to hit done. We can move it ourselves if we really wanted to, but we're paying the chemist anyway. Might as well make them work. And also, if you really want, like, you don't need a chemist. You could always just, you know, do the mixes yourself once this is here. That's just obviously doesn't make it automatic, but yeah, so I'll be back once this one's done. Actually, you know what? We'll start this one for him, just to save some time. And as you see, a handler is going to come in, grab the Vigor off the shelf, throw it right on the mixing station. And since he grabbed from this first shelf and it's missing one, the next handler who's assigned this second shelf is going to come over, grab from there, place right into there, keeps it full. And then sometimes you'll see the handlers do get stuck. Also the botanists too, they'll end up getting stuck on this wall or in between the pots. If that does happen, you know, just come over to the front, save the game, quit, come back in. Alright, the second one just finished. This one's called Aspen Death, sells for 68. We're just gonna hit done. You know, we'll move it for him just to save some time. I promise you it is fully automatic, but now he's gonna go over there and check. But again, I'll be right back once this is done and we can see a brick be made. Alright, and then this last one just finished up. As you can see, this world, it's called Dream Ass Blaster and sells for 92. So we're just going to hit done, and we'll let the chemist move it since its destination is the brick press. He's going to move it over there. And then you'll see the handler come in, make a brick, throw it on the shelf. In just a second, you know how they are in this game, they're a little slow. As you see, she's currently making the brick. There we go. And cool. Brick is on the shelf. And we have a brick of Dream Ass Blaster, which sells for $92. And if you multiply 92 by 1.6, you'll see that it's 147.2, I'm pretty sure. So you could sell it for 147, but you know, just for simplicity, I usually just go with 145. And yeah, so there we have it. As you can see here, I just threw a couple baggies and shit. So, you know, you can throw your bricks into this packing station, flip the package to unpack, then you get 20 nug. And if you really wanted to, you can sit here. Yes, tutorial, I know how to do it. You know, you can make your packages and everything, baggies, all that good stuff, and then you are all ready to sell. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this. I know there's tons of tutorials out already, but you know, another one couldn't hurt. This is my late game setup, but I don't really sell flour anymore. I have a pretty good docks warehouse that's coming out, so I will post a video on that. Next up is going to be the barn. Let me know if you guys want to see that. I would say like and subscribe, but honestly, I really don't care, 'cause you know, whatever. But if you guys want to leave a comment, any suggestions, changes, that kind of stuff, let me know, and let me know how it works for you. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.